Hello, hello, hello. It's Tiana again, and today is Tuesday, November 25th. And I am going to be going over the chart from Monday, November 24th in the futures ES market. And this is a 1,000 tick chart that we are looking at. Over here, we have our 1800 open. Sunday night, I am going to skip past all of this. We have our key entry point. This is our high key entry point. Actually, it was called at 6627.75. And then our key entry point low was about 100 points down at 6529. So, okay. So, if you see, we started the day already above the key entry point high. So, the day was called long in the community to take setups off of the EMA. And if you were a overnight trader, if you were just looking to take something off the key entry point, if you entered anywhere here, it had a touch at about 4:30 in the morning. I don't know who's up trading then. 5:30 in the morning. I used to trade then, but not anymore. I like my sleep more. And it touched at about 6:15. But if you took a touch, or if you just had a buy limit order sitting here waiting on the key entry point, and gave it, I mean, you didn't have to give it like 3-point stop, 4-point stop. You could have got in and then rolled that up until just after the open for about 27 to 84. So, I mean, almost 60 points, which is crazy. But if you started trading at the open, this vertical blue line here is the 9:30 open, and you waited for a key, or not a key entry point, but a entry off of the EMA, like was called in the community. We had a setup here. This is what I took, and it resembles a wifey. It's not 100% wifey, but it's the setup. It's the green, red, green setup. And if you take that, I would enter right when it passed the previous candle. So say you entered at 63, you could have rolled that up to about 85 for 22 points. I think I got 9 points out of that. I traded it where once it broke higher than this previous high, I added on, because I thought it was going to be a breakout, and it was. So once it proved itself and moved higher, I added on there. So that was a great trade. Then we did get a wifey. So this actually, if you look back, oh, you know what? My chart doesn't go all the way back, but this was one leg up. Then you had 2 legs back, and then you had another leg up. That's how I saw it. So this was the first leg, and then this was the second leg. So it didn't quite make the measured move. It was close, but it was short by maybe like 5 points. And then it went back and broke below the EMA, and then it made a wifey. So I wasn't still trading at this point, but this was a beautiful wifey. I mean, it wasn't perfect. It gave you a couple extra candles before it gave you your red, green, red. But it then broke lower. So if you had taken that at about 66.73, you could have rolled it down to about 66.64 before it had this pullback. But if you had stayed back, you could have caught more of the move. But I personally, the way I traded, I wouldn't have caught all of that. So I would have caught about 9 points of that. And then we kind of got some sideways action here. It did make technically a second entry short, and you could have gone off this candle here. You would have been kind of nervous once it made that hammer up. Make this a little bit bigger off the EMA. But if you put your stop 1 tick behind the hammer down, you would have survived, and you could have caught that move down here. So that would have been, I didn't mark that one, but that would have been, you would have got in at 66.72 down to about 66.58 for about 14 points. Then it made another second entry short. So we had 1 leg up, pull back, another leg up. If you take that red hammer down right here, You could have got in at about 66, 67, and then you just had all reds down. You had a huge sell off right there. So 20 points you could have caught on that with no pullback. So man, I missed some good trading. This is all before 10 o'clock. I mean, we haven't even gotten a half an hour into the trading session. The next trade that I saw here was a second entry long off the EMA. So we had a high, push down, push up, push back down. And then if you use that as your signal candle. Now that's a huge signal candle. Kind of, you know, you got to give it, let me see, 62, about 5.5 points to be behind that. But it, you know, it wouldn't have come back at all to get you. So if you would have got in at 66, 62, this was a nice move up, and it went up to about 66.88. So about 25 points that move was. Let me see, how long did it take to get that? It started at 9:56 and it was over 10 minutes. 10 minutes and you could have gotten 25 points. So that's all before 10 o'clock. I mean, you would have entered that move before 10 o'clock. 10:06 and you're done. So that was the morning, the open. I like to be done. I always say I like to be done by 10:30. I'm usually done by 10 o'clock. So that was the morning move, but it was definitely a long day. Like JD called in the community. You did get a couple moves short that were nice, but if you took this long here, you had several longs that would have gotten you some nice profit. Oh my goodness, I don't think I looked at see how far it actually went. This is 11 o'clock from where you were at 10 o'clock, 58. I mean, it moved over 50 points, 60 points, all up. So yeah, that was a nice day. Hopefully you guys caught some good moves. And that is it for me. I'll be back tomorrow with the chart from today, which was crazy. It was a crazy key entry point day. I hope people in the community made some plays off of those key entry points from Tuesday. But anyway, this is the chart again, the futures ES chart from Monday, November 24th. And I hope you guys had a great trading day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.